Good job on
But
that.
that mail was drafted by our content team, ma'am. So, but we just gave our names like Ankita and myself, but it was done by our content team. So they're that professional actually. So
So
it's
you are
their
saying you
work.
are not very professional.
He's not.
Uh,
Did he say sorry to you? He did not.
I have, ma'am, but
He's not wearing a coat. He's not wearing a tie.
let's do it in the IASF itself, ma'am, directly. The blazer thing.
Has Neha joined? I mean, we can go on cracking jokes. I and Flora,
We
we are
can actually
endless.
start, ma'am. Actually, I think she will be joining in a while.
Shuru karo, because if I and
Yes,
Flora
ma'am.
begin, then your session would be hijacked.
Then we will
Yes.
Hello,
discuss,
ma'am.
not debate.
Yeah.
I guess ma'am is
Hi, ma'am. And hi, Neha, ma'am.
Hello, hi.
Where is Neha?
Hello,
Oh, there
ma'am.
she is.
Hello,
Now I
ma'am.
see
Hi,
her.
there
She
she
keeps
is. Hi,
moving.
Neha.
Her
Hello,
picture
ma'am.
keeps moving
Hello,
on my
hello.
screen. Kahan gayi, kahan gayi? Ye rahi niche.
There. Hi,
Hi,
Neha.
Neha.
Hello, ma'am. Hello, ma'am.
Begin.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. So, good evening, respected juries and the brilliant minds gathered here today. Welcome to the final day of Clash of Minds, the ultimate debate showdown organized by AUISC, Anurag University, IUCW Student Chapter. I am Ishika.
I am Ram.
We are honored to have with us distinguished juries who bring a wealth of knowledge and experience in the field of technology. Please join us in welcoming Ms. Flora Kamdar, Ms. Sampada Pachari, and Ms. Neha Singh.
Ms. Flora Kamnar is a trainer and educator from Romania. She is a teacher of business studies at CIS Armenia. She is also responsible for planning and delivery for IGCSE and A-level business curriculum at Transylvania College.
Ms. Sampada Pachari has done her post-graduation in VLSI design from IIT Delhi. She is also an advisory member at IUCW, which focuses on enhancing engineering education in India. Ms. Neha Singh is a scientist at Banka Bio Limited. She is also an environmental expert with a focus on facial sludge and wastewater management. She received the 2019 Young Scientist Award for her contributions to environmental science.
Salad పోతాం
Before
అంతే
we proceed, before we proceed,
So, before we proceed
Friday
further, I would
Showdown
like to take a moment. I
I would like to
also
take a
want to
moment
request
to thank on
everybody to mute their mics. I am sorry.
yeah. Before we proceed further, I would like to take a moment to thank on behalf of AUISC the seven participating colleges HITAM Telangana, VVIT Andhra Pradesh, RIT Maharashtra, RVCE Karnataka, TCE Tamil Nadu, MCE Karnataka, AU Hyderabad from five different states who have sent their brightest minds for the ultimate debate showdown. Congratulations and all the best to all of you.
So, before we begin, we would like all the participants to adhere to the following rules. Participants will be divided into two teams, with one team representing the proponents of the resolution and the other representing the opponents. Each team is given 100 seconds to settle down. Make sure you are unmuted and your camera is turned on. An online toss will determine the winning team's preference, either for pro or con side of the resolution. The debate will be divided into four sections: introduction, substantive material, rebuttal, and conclusion. Introduction. The pro team would be given 120 seconds to clearly state their stance and define technical terms. Substantive material. After which, the opposition team have to counter their arguments with supportive evidences. Rebuttal. After each team's argument, the opposing team will have an opportunity to address their arguments and present their rebuttals for the next 7 minutes. Conclusion. Each team is expected to give a conclusion statement which shouldn't last for more than 120 seconds. We would also like to mention that yesterday, despite telling all the rules beforehand, we experienced a few difficulties while the people were debating. So we want to make sure that you guys stick to the rules. And the main rules is, in the beginning, you guys will be given 2 minutes each to talk about your introduction. So first team will be speaking for introduction for 2 minutes, and the team B will also speak introduction for 2 minutes. And then till the last 4 minutes, you guys can debate. The last 4 minutes is again divided into two teams. Team A will have to conclude themselves in 2 minutes, and then Team B will have to do the same in 2 minutes.
Yeah. A 5-second grace period would be given after which the speaker will be halted. Make sure your examples, evidence, and observations are to the point. Teams are urged to actively address the opposing side's arguments. Maintain a professional and respectful demeanor throughout the debate. Ensure your tone is clear and audible, and make sure your facts and statistical data is accurate and from a valid source. You may need to submit to the jury for the evaluation.
So, ma'am, jury, or is it okay if we start the debate now?
Yes, please. Is there a timekeeper?
Yes, ma'am. We will have.
And how do we know?
The technical team will be sharing the screen, ma'am. The timer is of 15 minutes. So there will be also a buzzer sound to indicate the timer.
Go ahead.
Okay, ma'am. So first, our area is renewable energy. We have Team Tarka versus Team Brainly Unit. Team Tarka from IUCEE EWB HITAM chapter, in which the participants are Duvuru Niharika, Snehansh, and Yesho Pavan. Team Brainly Unit from Anurag University IUCW student chapter, Aishwarya Alachella, Sonal Gramopadhyay, and Raga Samanvita. I request all of you guys to please turn on your videos and unmute your mics, the teams who are debating right now. Okay. So guys, who is choosing heads and who is choosing tails?
We'll choose tails. Team Tarka.
Okay, so let's see. Oh, it's heads. Okay. So what will be your choice? For or against?
We like to go for against.
Okay. Will the technical team please share the timer? Yeah. Thank you. And your time starts now.
Yeah, cool. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished members of the audience and respected panelists, I extend my gratitude for this opportunity to engage in this thoughtful conversation. As we stand on the precipice of climate crisis, the urgency to transition from conventional sources to sustainable alternatives cannot be overstated. In the pivotal moment, solar power emerges as a beacon of hope, offering a clean and renewable energy solution that has potential to reshape our energy landscape. The sun, an abundant and perpetual source of energy, presents an unparalleled opportunity to harness power while mitigating the adverse environmental impacts associated with the fossil fuels. Acknowledging the concerns surrounding the habitat disruption and land use, we embark on this disclosure with a sense of responsibility. The crux of our affirmative position lies in not dismissing these concerns but in earnestly addressing them. The reconciliation of a collective need for clean energy with the preservation of our ecosystem is at the forefront of our considerations. Solar energy, with its capacity to significantly reduce greenhouse gas emissions, presents a compelling case for its adoption on a larger scale. The imperative to combat climate change compels us to seek solutions that are not only effective but also sustainable for a long term as compared to fossil fuels. Thank you.
Greetings everyone from Team Brainly Unit. I'm Raga Samanvita from AUISC, Anurag University, IUCEE student chapter. Here we are to discuss about, I have my teammates along with me, Aishwarya Alichella and Sonal Gramopadhyay. Together we are here to discuss about the negative impacts of solar energy on human life. Here we are going to discuss about, despite all the numerous benefits, and it is crucial for us to recognize that solar energy has also come with its share of disadvantages. Understanding these drawbacks is essentially for a comprehensive evolution of solar power's feasibility and integration into our energy systems. In this discussion, I think I would like to explore the key disadvantages and the side effects that it causes to a lot of human and animal life, and focusing on the intermittency and variability, the highly initial costs, and energy storage challenges and multiple things. So yeah, that is how we're going to face it.
So regarding the disadvantages, I would like to uh, state this that when it comes to the human disadvantage and the land disadvantage, and when we talk about how it is very not beneficial when it comes to land, I would like to say there is this thing called dual usage of land, where you can use the land for agriculture as well as the solar energy. So in this, what we do is agricultural production and electricity production from solar PV, which is photovoltaic panels occurring together on the same piece of land. So this particular thing will not disrupt anyone's agriculture or solar grazing. And when it comes to solar grazing, I would like to say in solar grazing we can raise animals like sheep, and it is also technically known that the solar panels used under the agriculture purpose, the it prevented from the soil erosion, and also it has increased the soil fertility. And when it comes to the health and welfare of the animals, it has increased that too. So the solar panels have equally can be used equally for both uses. So I don't see any disadvantage here for the humans as well as animals. Yes.
Okay. To counterpoint the statement that you said, agrivoltaics, you can grow the crops that are grown underneath that are shade-loving crops. And if you see in India, major crops that are grown are shade hating, which is rice, wheat, which is also one of the most intake like taken crops. So that cannot be applied for this agri-voltage, the concept that you explained. Apart from that, the chemicals that are emitted from the solar panels are very hazardous, because solar panels has a lifespan of 25 to 30 years. And once it starts losing its lifespan, the chemicals such as cadmium, lead are going to come out. And it is also stated from this agency called International Renewable Agency that once the solar panels undergoes like death of the lifespan, it will create around 6 million e-waste. What about that?
Into
I would like
that,
to speak
I would
about
also
the
like to say about the bird and bat deaths, which have become very common because they mistake the glass of the solar panels for water. And also, there is a possibility of toxic chemicals leaching out from these panels. For example, lithium-ion battery storage represents a huge fire risk. And also, because of these solar panels, which are taking up the animals' habitat, the animals are coming onto the roads. For example, the deers. So, what do you say about that?
So regarding the part of the environmental friendliness, actually when we look into solar panel farms and all the solar panels which are used in individual or businesses, there are different kinds of solar panels being used, such as monocrystalline solar panels, polycrystalline solar panels, thin layer film solar panels, amorphous solar panels. So each kind of solar panels have different kind of structure and different kind of functionality. When we see in the current India's market, 36% of the majority of the solar panels used in farm and houses are monocrystalline, which are complete 90% recyclable and does not release any harmful toxics. And coming to the polycrystalline panels, which are just after the monocrystalline panels, these are to completely recyclable but not as efficient as monocrystalline. So as coming to part of the harmful things, the actual harmful solar panels we talk is thin layer panels, which are not efficient and neither recyclable. But these are only used for small gadgets level, but not used for plants. And for the grazing part and the land used, when we compare like non-solar plants farms which generate electricity, we go with nuclear or thermal. They use up around a large amount of area, around 10,000 or 15 10,000 or 1,500 acres of land, and they generate energy. But when we come to solar farms, they can generate energy, good amount of energy from starting from 300 acres and 2000 acres. So in India, we can see the fully using solar farm based village, which is Modera, located in in Rajasthan. We can see that people have the village has been able to adapt with the land area using for solar farms and for their livelihood. They even use the solar farms as inbuilt as part of their daily jobs. And what would I like to say is the panels used in this are monocrystalline, so these can be recyclable completely.
Adding to
And
that,
yeah.
adding to that, I would like to say here we are talking about either using the solar panels for the energy production or the fossil fuels. So when it comes to comparing these both, we definitely there are more efficient ways of using solar panels, and as one of the teammate has mentioned, these can be some of these solar panels can be recycled. So when we are comparing the energy production of fossil fuels and the solar panels or solar farms, the solar farms are much more 100% efficient than production from the fossil fuels. Yeah.
I would like to oppose to that point because you always mentioned about farms and not other plants and plant species like trees. How do you think like there are deforestations happening just to make sure the solar farms are built, and they're mostly infertiling the land. They're just degrading all the soil quality at that point of time. What do you think about that? Because there are a lot of trees which grow up to a certain limit. They grow very high and tall, and not every land is used for farms. Like there are trees and stuff that can be grown, but these particular solar panels are installed into every single part, and they're just degrading the quality of soil. And they're just, deforestation is not the answer for all of this. Just deforestation is caused. And also, there are a lot of habitats lost. There are a lot of homes lost for a lot of rural people who stay among about that area.
Also, to add on to my teammate's point, have you come across the recent failure of the solar farms that happened in USA, where $1 billion was wasted over a solar park because it was not maintained properly, because it came across all the extreme climatic crisis that took place? I mean, think about a earthquake-prone area like Nepal, or even a snowfall, hail-prone areas like USA. These sudden changes in climate conditions could even break the solar panel, leading to wastage of money and also wastage of land, because that land cannot be revived again for habitat and also to uh, animals to grow back into it. I mean, the
Also
wildlife to enter
adding,
back into it.
Okay.
also
So
adding to Raga's point, as she mentioned about the agricultural land, it is highly unlikely that the land could turn to agriculture to becoming fertile in 40 years' time. How recyclable are these panels?
Okay, let me first start with the miscommunication a little bit. When I was speaking farms, I'm regarding to the solar plants farms. And second thing regarding the habitation
Guys, I
and
ask both of the team to conclude, please.
but we could not even speak our points. Okay, let me conclude this fast. Especially even when I compare to the non-renewables plants, they expand their land every year, and to increase the energy output, they really expand the land. Like in China, there's currently the biggest tie-in, and in South Korea, their nuclear plants expand year by year, and this causes more habitat loss and energy damage. And when it comes to the environmental disaster damages happening to these plants, the radioactive waste or the nuclear damage happening from these are more dangerous compared to that. Uh, and these solar panels, which can be replaced or repairable easily compared to the thermal plants, once damaged by natural disasters, can be repaired easily, and the land will be completely wasted. And regarding the point with soil erosion, and that can be completely avoided with the current planning and advancement technology. Uh, Snehan should conclude.
I would like to add the points of where we can install the solar panels. There are fields like brownfields, which are generally the land which are previously used for industrial and commercial areas, which are hazardous and pollutant and they're totally contaminated. We can use solar panels there where we do not have any issues about the habitat. And then we have pollinator habitat, where in between the solar panels, we can install the pollination for the bees, that is for the bees habitat. And then we have the dual use, as I already mentioned. The dual use is definitely compatible for soil fertility. I totally disagree with the point of infertility of soil, because that is not true. And one more thing I would like to raise is doesn't the fossil fuels lead to the deforestation too? Because that is one of the cause we are replacing them with the solar panels. We are not just putting them up. So fossil fuels increase the deforestation too. That is the main reason we have started this. And the other, yeah, that's it.
Guys, please conclude your statements.
Sonal, you're on mute.
Oh, I apologize. I apologize. So with that, we'd like to conclude that my team, brain unit, first of all, the agrivoltaic concept which was explained, it does not work in India because India is not working on the basis of growing crops for shade loving like raspberries and leafy vegetables and all that. So that can be a difficult concept because it's majorly producing rice and wheat, and it feeds its own population based on that. Second of all, the population-wise, the ethical reason behind solar panels and farm not being accepted is that nobody would like to see them when they want to see nature. To be honest, you would not like to go to hill and see solar panels over there instead of trees and plants. Apart from that, the habitat destruction, which is one of the major causes, because already there's damage to the wildlife. We have zoo parks everywhere. We have panda sanctuaries because they cannot exist outside in wildlife. Third point would be the hazardous waste. Again and again, they say that it is recyclable, but the guarantee of recycling, even stated by the Forbes magazine, that there is no guarantee for recycling. And second of all, it can only be recycled if the toxic materials are less. Like if it's not exceeding the toxic point, only then you can recycle it. But in major cases, the toxic points are above the levels, and hence you cannot recycle that. So this is one of the biggest drawbacks of solar panels. Also, the fossil fuels do cause harm, but we are talking about the transition, and the transition to renewable energy and accepting solar panels is also very hard.
Thank you, guys. Your time has ended. That was a very good debate. So now you guys can mute yourselves.
Thank you.
So the next team is, I request the jury to please evaluate them. Ma'am, you can tell us when you're done and we'll start.
In the meantime, I request the other team to be ready.
We're good to go.
Yeah. So thank you. So now we have Team Souls versus Triumph Triad. Team Souls is from VVIT IUCW student chapter, and the participants are Pulisani Krishna Sumant, Sam Brandon Valapurla, Janga Sanjay Rahul. From Triumph Triad, the team is from IUCW EWB RIT student chapter, and the members are Vaishnavi Rajkumar Patil, Athar Prashant Kulkarni, Sakshi Sunil Power. I request you guys to please turn on your videos and mute yourselves. Are you guys ready for the debate?
Yes, we are.
Okay. So who's choosing heads and who's choosing tails?
We'll go for tails.
Which chapter is going for tails?
Souls
is
So Team Souls is going for tails. Okay. Tails. Okay. So what do you guys prefer? For or against?
we are for.
Okay. We hope you adhere to the rules, and yes, let the debate begin.
Yeah.
So first, initially, I want to introduce the topic. Um, so our topic was, is solar panel, so solar technology is really an like comfortable way of sustainable life of every human being, or it will actually support everyone's needs and aspects. So, regarding the current trends and the life structure we are living in, the major factor depends on the society or the nature we live in. So, safeguarding the nature we live for the future generations and for the current generations actually do matters. So, the major fact here is mentioning that the safety and integrity of the country and the nation, the conversion of energy resources from the old or the regular natural resources which we acquired from these sources of earth or other sources have to be converted to then eco-friendly and eco-possible solutions, so that the extent of the lifespan of a human being or other species which are surviving in the world all through the world will actually increase and for will be safeguarded for the future generations. So this would actually play an important role of and converting the fuels to environmental friendly rather than depleting the available natural resources such as coal, petroleum, and other resources which may not be much sustainable and which may be exhaustible for the upcoming future generations. So this is a major factor where we have to convert to the solar and other wind and other eco-friendly sources of energy where we can expect a better lifespan for the every living being on earth. That's it.
So, hello, honorable judges, awesome audience, and distinguished colleges. So, our team is stand before you to emphasize a crucial consideration surrounding the use of large land areas for the solar farming. So, our team wants to highlight the one important stuff about using a big land solar farms. So, we all love this idea of an clean energy. It is especially from sun, but it's crucial to look at the whole picture. It's like saying that don't judge a book by its cover. So while we are excited about the power plant, but actually we need to be the smart about the environment, society, and money side things also. So we are seeing just a sunny side of this, but we have to understand both good and bad sides to achieve the sustainability. And if we think about the maintaining the sustainability, then renewable sources are good, but not that they are also causing such things like e-waste is generating due to the solar panels, and it is also having a large land area issues also.
Yeah, you're right, Vaishnavi. But the fact is, waste generation is actually a common fact at every and each and every aspect we find wherever we generate when we generate something, there is obviously a waste or excess generation of what we don't need. So we have to consider it and develop in a better way such that we can minimize the waste generation and maximize our input requirements or whatever maybe the energy sustainability. So the major factor lies here is to develop ourselves or the technology we use to such a level that our waste would be minimalized and our energy efficiency can be increased. And as a part of the world scientific levels, these aspects are being actually carried out and actually being considered so that a better output and better results can be brought up for the better development through in a process of ecological and supportive way.
But what about the fertile land? If we consider the conflict between the agriculture and solar projects is an amplified in debates over the conversion of the fertile agriculture land for solar use, as seen in the areas like California's Central Valley, which leads to heavy land use competition. And also the fertile land has been wasted. It's about that. We have to save the fertile land because it's just 21% of our land being used, and rather it's covered 71% of water in our earth. So we have to save it.
I would like to say on that topic, like for example, we will not go for fertile lands when we are going for large solar farms. For example, if we go for the Thar Desert, which is in India, it's an unfertile land. So if in India we put solar panels in Thar desert, it will contribute about like 80% of the solar electricity that India needs. So rather than going for the fertile land like you're saying, we can go for lands which are not being used, or any waste nuclear power plants which are being destroyed, and we can use it as solar energy farms rather than going for the fertile lands.
Okay, so if you consider the example of desert, there is an condition for the desert sunlight solar farm in California faced the problems for its impact on the desert ecosystem, which raised the concerns about the habitat dispersion and the need of responsible solar development. So it cannot be always the deserts where the solar panels are to be installed or the solar farms can be made. It has to be sometimes the agricultural land or the land which could be used for the exceptional development of the country.
And as in India, I would like to conclude one point. As in India, like 60% of the farmers are in like agriculture sector. So it's so difficult for them to give their own land, like own means of earning and living to for these sort of things. So what about that?
Yes, yeah, that was a very nice point, ma'am. So you are telling about what about agricultural lands? Yeah, that was a good point. But well, let's give an idea that if the solar panels are fitted few feet above the land, so on the land the crops will graze, and on the well on the top of them the solar panels and ma'am, what you told, I mean, so the farmers need not to sell their lands to the government or the private sector for the panels. They just give them for rent so that they can get money every month. So their lives will be happy, and well, they can get money and we can get energy. So they can give that to rent. So what about that?
So could you let me know an example where this kind of practice has been performed? Well, you cannot get one because there is currently there is no such technology. I would like to raise one more point, that is water uses. The water intensive nature of some solar technologies is demonstrated by constructed solar power plants such as in power solar electric generator system, which requires water for cooling, and the heated water cannot be direct drained to the reservoirs because it damages the aquatic life. So what about that? When you imply the solar farms, it what we say, it directly or indirectly harms the aquatic animals also. So rather it is harmful for them also. What about that? You have to think, right? Because water is also the crucial thing.
Yeah, yeah, Athraf. But the fact is, can't it be treated before they directly send it to the reservoir? It is actually being done in many other aspects, like the we have many water based power generators where actually these processes are being done. So before the water is sent directly into the reservoirs or some other water bodies, they are actually treated well so that they actually support the aquatic life under the water, and they do not cause heavy damage, or to the least of the least, they may not cause damage to the water bodies even. So this factor of treating the water before, and cross checking, and certifying the water before directly dumping into the reservoirs or the other water bodies would actually resolve this problem, right?
But the underdeveloped countries cannot afford such kind of equipments, right? So we have to think about that. And there is
Here
one
I would
more.
like to add one point for the animals and all. There are some birds like which eat fishes from the sea. So if we will install solar panels on the sea, so it would be hard for them to eat their food. Like there is a bird called kingfisher which used to eat fishes from the sea. So if we will install all the solar panels on like seas and all water bodies, then there like it would be difficult for those birds to have their food.
Yeah, yeah, Sakshi, but the fact until we know was that solar panels need a stable place for their fitting and for their existence. So on the sea or nearby the sea would actually be possible, but on the sea it may not be possible for the development of the solar panels. There may be some other kind of technology be presented for supporting it, but the fact until now we have seen that the uh, panels do need some stable and a constant fixed place for their movement or other whatever the mechanical movements it need. So unstable places may not be actually be supportable or acceptable for these developmental projects of solar technologies. So due to these unstable places, the actually this would cause a damage and a harm to the panels which are fitted. So it would directly lead to an loss, and do industrialists do not support such ideas for their issues.
Okay, so what about the environmental impact of rare earth elements mining, crucial for solar panel production, is exemplified by the challenges faced by the community near mines, such as in Bohoto, China. They have faced a large resource intensity, which leads to the unhealthy future genes or maybe another factors affecting their health, which is very crucial to understand.
Yes, and there are some elements like neodymium and dysprosium, which are very rare metals, which are used to make solar panels. And if like we are mining like day by day, if these metals will destroyed, then how like solar panels will work? How we will find these rare metals to make solar panels?
I request teams to conclude.
Yeah, sure. So, in short, I would just like to conclude it. As per the discussion we have, I would like to say that implementation of the solar technology or many other eco-friendly technologies is a must need for our future generations. And the fact, as our opponent team said, that mining of the other resources is actually causing a harm. But the fact is, we have to accept that the mining of the other I mean, not other, but the recent or practical resources which are still at the use, like petroleum and coal, do cause the same impact as we planning of our future. But it's been since ages we are working on this petroleum and other resources which are still in use, but we couldn't actually find a better solution to resolve it. But the fact is, we are in the starting stage of this initial development towards the ecosystem and the safety of our nature. So I strongly believe that there will be a finite solution which actually resolve this problem regarding the hazardous waste and other toxicity generated in this. So actually, we have to wait for the progression in this because we are at the initial stage. But as compared to the stages which we are doing for ages, like extraction of other crude minerals and other aspects which are in daily use, actually did not find or cause any good impact to the nature. And we strongly believe that implementing of such eco-friendly technology for the generation of energy will actually stop creating more places like Delhi, which are currently being subsequently very tough and very hard situations during the current situations like winter and other, even during other winter other seasons. We do find very dense and thick smoke and smog, so which actually cause very harm and very hazardous diseases. So overtaking all this, I would feel this would actually help in stopping such more intensive and dramatic uh, pandemics which can be called in future. Thank you.
So at last, I want to conclude, we advise against relying solely on large solar farms, emphasizing the need of a balanced energy approach. While renewable energy is promising, like we urge and consideration of challenges, diversifying our energy sources and understanding like environmental impacts are crucial for a sustainable energy future. And as we have seen, there are lots of disadvantages of this, like the visual impact, resource intensity, and there is also intermittency challenges, like for the generation of solar electricity from solar panels, there must be a proper combination of wind and the solar energy? What if there is a huge storm or something like that? At that time, the solar panels would not work very efficiently. Don't pull all your energy eggs in a solar basket. We all are for green power, but let's not count our chickens
Guys, the time
before
is
they
up.
hatch.
I request you guys to stop debating now. The time is up. Thank you so
So
much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So, ma'am, jury, are you updating the marks in the Google Sheets? Yes. Like everybody is, right? So yeah. Please let me know when you're done.
I'm done.
Okay, ma'am. Sampada ma'am, are you done?
Yeah.
Neha ma'am? Neha ma'am, are you done? Okay. So we are just waiting for ma'am to finish evaluating. Okay. So now we are moving on to the other area, which is ethics and technology. And we have Team Humble versus Team Apex Titans. Team Humble, and we have the teammates Kotapalli Pranav, Cecilia AF, and Nihal. They are all from Anurag University IUCEE student chapter. We have Team Apex Titans, Janvi D. Gowda, Shreya YD, and Shehzadi Afreen. Guys, are you all unmuted?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are waiting for the toss. Do you guys have it in your mind? What do you want to take? Okay, so who's taking what?
Pranav, take the call. Heads.
Okay, so let's see. Heads it is. So what are you going for?
We are going for the motion. We are going for the motion.
Sorry, we were the one who announced first for the heads.
Then let's toss it again then.
But I think they didn't register it, right? We have when we have
Yeah.
heads and they
It
confirmed that
wasn't
we are heads.
audible actually.
Yeah,
There's no
I mean, they
problem.
have. Is it okay if we can go with the heads or if you want to toss again?
Yeah.
Opponents. What do you say?
We will toss it again.
Okay. Do you want to take heads this time?
Okay, we'll go for that.
Okay, sure.
So we won the toss again, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, heads.
We will go for the topic.
Okay, and the debate begins now.
Hello, guys. Good evening to all the enthusiastic participants present in the meeting. So, this is Team Apex Titans from Malnad College of Engineering. I'm Shreya, and my participants are Ganvi Digauda and Shaisa Diafrin. Getting into the spiritual exchange of informations on the perspective of ethics in technologies. The topic is all about is ethics for technologies or tech companies to prioritize profits over advertising issues such as environmental impact and sustainability. I feel yes, it is ethical for tech companies to prioritize profits because in this world of technology, profit play a very important role, and all the people sitting here are working for profit, and also all are striving their hearts towards profit. And also not just thinking about oneself, I feel for countries development, India being a developing country, we can develop ourselves to the developed country by the great economic growth looking into the profit. And also, if we think towards the environmental or sustainability, whatever it may be, to get into the innovation of sustainability or environment, we should have some initial investment or we should have some profit. For that, financial stability of a company is important, and financial stability of a company we will get only when we look into the profit. And also, we know that the company is responsible for its shareholders, right? If a company is able to run its business, it has to have some shareholders, and it is an ethical obligation of a tech company to fulfill this commitment of shareholders. And it is also important to survive in this competitive world. This world is too competitive. To survive in this world, I feel profit is important, and life of okay. Go ahead.
I think the operant team has to provide the substantive materials also for another 2 minutes, right, before we start talking.
I think you have to give first information or introduction, and then it's time for substantive material.
Time is running, so I hope you don't waste a lot of time.
Okay. Hello guys. Hello, good evening, jury and the organizers. Firstly, I would like to thank you for giving this opportunity because this is something we have to be purposeful about. Not only the debate, but the morality of our future. Coming to the topic, we are against the stance that it is not ethical for tech companies to prioritize profits over issues, especially when they come for sustainability and environmental issues. Because tech companies right now, or tech companies in general, can only provide alternatives to the lifestyle, but cannot and will not substitute the necessity of human beings. And if we talk about profits, I don't think profits are the driving force of any company if they are playing a long-term goal. Because because I'm sorry, I'm getting some interruption. I repeat, profits cannot be and will not be a driving force for companies that are playing long-term goals. Because if you see the example of Amazon, it has been profitable only after 13 years after its establishment. And for the 13 years old, instead of focusing on profit, it has been focusing on creating an environment of logistics of sustainable packaging and low carbon emission delivery. That is why when you see the long-term goal, it has burnt very low cash on solving these critical issues. And again, we do not believe in the idea that ends can define the means, because people who play small-term goal will perish soon. And I think ultimate goal of us is to push the human race forward. The strongest race in this world, human beings, should be sustainable for longer time, for which we need a sustainable goals in tech companies. Yeah, and I would like to give the platform to my friend, my teammate Cecilia, to give substantive materials for the motion we have just proposed.
Time for repeatedly. I think it's time for repeatedly, so I need to talk as the time runs. So can I start the repeatedly?
Yes.
Okay. I think the primary responsibility of any company is to build a financially stable basement for the other on which it will further grow. Let's take the example of Tesla. In the beginning of 2010, the Tesla was at the verge of bankrupt. So it focused on earning some economic profits, and it strived to only concentrate on the profits. Then, after collecting some funds and after they have achieved the financial stability, they then focused on the clean energy and electrical medium they are now being popular at. So I think the financial profit is something that is very basic and as a platform for everything on which they will go on. And focusing on profit is really beneficial because the moreover alternatives that is being given to the substance sustainability is is the fruit of the research and orientation that has been done from the profit that is gained by the companies. So when we take the example of Google and Microsoft, they have earned the profit first and they have achieved their recognition in the global world, and then they are investing on the renewable energy and other
Yes.
and Microsoft is also achieving a platform. They are now starting to be carbon negative. So I think
Yes.
being profit
I
is
have a
the
question. Yes. I have a question for the opponent, my opponent. So basically, the examples you are giving us are more, what do you say, generic in terms of companies which are having $1 trillion valuations, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think about the small companies which are having, for example, those semiconductor companies who produce, they're for example, the companies that produce semiconductors in China. What about that? So there is no such thing where when Apple is trying to consider sustainability, what about these small companies, which because China is the largest polluter in tech industry, about 42.6%.
Ma'am, also I see some fallacies in your argument because you are saying Google has focused on the gaining profits first and then environmentability. But you can see the amount of carbon negativity that Google has given has emitted into the world. I don't think it is taking any moves to even do the harm, reduce the harm, because it has even it has established the servers in remote areas. It has literally melted down all the glaciers and deforested, like cleared a lot of forests to just put the servers down. And now for servers to run, it is utilizing a lot of carbon energy and like burning a lot of fossil fuels. I don't think the example you give is actually like applying to your topic or your point made. But again, you're forgetting the point we have made, that there are companies that are when playing a bigger game. Being sustainable, focusing on the long term goal is actually enhancing their drive for profits. And of course, when Socrates has defined ethics, it is the moral rules that are bonding a certain person's or a company's mentality. And when these big companies do push forward and start with such examples, for the smaller companies follow them. Now we see Apple. Why is there so much competition going to have a good decent packaging? Because Apple and Amazon, these are the pivotal companies who have said the example that when you throw away the package, when you get the product, the emission of the wastage should be reduced, because at the end of the day there's no use for the package at all. And the smaller steps taken in the smaller at the smaller level only, and the smaller steps taken by the large companies even at the smaller level only can make the difference. And for this difference to be happening, we should be ethical, we should focus on sustainably growing, we should focus on environmental well-being. I think this is something
Okay,
you
you
have to
talked
focus
about
on.
the small industries that is being you talked about the small industry that is being growing, and for the small industry, the investors and the shareholders play the key, factor in their growth. And to attract investors and shareholders, they would be expecting some return, right? And you should be obligated to they are expecting profit from you, and the workers who are working for you are there for your profits, and they are working for the salary also. And your key obligation
Ma'am,
will be to fulfill their requirement and
no,
their
ma'am.
Yeah.
I strongly disagree with that,
returns
because
on
we are no longer in
investment.
the
They are
ma'am, yes,
not
ma'am, but we are no
So
investing
longer in
only
the
basically,
for
you are
industrial
saying that
revolution. We have
sustainability. They are
moved
expecting
forward.
returns from you, so they are investing on you.
Yes,
right?
ma'am, but the return cannot be, ma'am, even if you're mentioning stockholders and stock market, the return is not 24-hour based or an yearly based, ma'am. Return is expected on the long-term vision of a company, and especially on the GDP per capita of the decade, how it is progressing. And
Yeah.
and this is not
And
an
the
industrial revolution,
companies,
ma'am.
the
Stakeholders
companies
and
who
lot
are
of
striving
decentralized
for the
entities are
profit
there
are
which
the
are
one who are
funding, and
contributing
people
for
are
the
also being very
GDP.
purposeful for environmental, because if people do not see a motive in the company, the if there's no altruism in company's purpose, then people will also not buy, ma'am. And when there's no purchase, when there's no exchange, when there's no commerce happening, there are no profits, ma'am. So I think
The
at this point
sustainability
When
is never a, yeah.
we have to be, yes, ma'am.
So
I
first we
would like
have
to
to
give
realize
feedback
that
to, yeah, please.
sustainability is never about stopping what's happening. It's reducing, because the curtness curve, if you know about the environmental curtness curve, always stays intact. So let's say the GDP is on the x-axis and the environmental concern is on the y-axis. It's always a U, inverted U. So whenever there is environmental concern growing, our GDP also grows, but there would be a turning point. So SDGs or any sustainability, any environmental impact we talk about is always about that turning point where both gets
Guys, I
equal
request
opportunity.
both of the teams to conclude, please.
Okay. The present consumers are more, practically speaking, they are more at the cost of affordability than over sustainability. And as when we start initially, we have to contribute something. We have to grow in the level of competition that exists, and to stand in the competition, we need some profit for it. And when it comes to some crisis like COVID and all the environmental crisis that we occur, to stand tall and strong in the crisis, we need some profits and financial strong stability to stand the situation. So profit is something that is plays very crucial role in it. And the shareholders and the stock investment doesn't run on the sustainability concept. They focus on more on profit. So after getting profit, there will be we can invest on the innovations and research through which we can develop more sustainable plans on it. So the first starting step for the innovation should be given from the profit. When you stand strong in the society, then you can move forward for the sustainability. When you are not even standing strong and being stable in the competition, how can you move forward? This is my
Say that your time is up, and I need to conclude also. So, according to the statistics and all, the e-waste generated is so much that it is 47 million as of today, and it is still increasing. And also, the chat GPT, it uses 1,85,000 gallons of water. That means it uses 15 to 20 for 15 to 20 questions. It uses half of liter of the water. Therefore, it is not just the profit that the companies need to be focusing on, and the sustainability must go hand in hand, because profits are related to sustainable measures. It's not just profits, because if we do not take sustainable measures now, the long term goals will be reflected majorly and the long term goals will focus on the profits, because if we are not using sustainable products now, it will affect the profits in future. Therefore, to maintain a good profitable business, we need to be sustainable, and therefore sustainability really matters, and everyone needs to focus on it according to the facts and also according to each and everyone's perspectives and opinions. Going through a lot of surveys, we conclude saying that sustainability goes hand in hand with profit, and it should focus on sustainable measures to give a green and healthy life to each and everyone on this earth. Thank you all for giving us this opportunity.
Ma'am, I would like to add
Uh,
one more point in the remaining few seconds we have, regarding the economics of a company. For a company to run on a smooth basis, we do not need profits, because the company's entities are decentralized and given ownership to every part of people all over the world. So the small contributions will ensure the company's smooth flow of running, and profits are the returns that these people are expecting. And I think that is the last thing for us to focus on for the company to run. But for the main reason for a company to run and to sustain, to have a purpose on earth, to give something back to society, to make the flow of progress happening, they should focus on their purpose, and the purpose mainly shall and should be about the environment. And of course it can go in hand and should go in hand in hand.
Yes.
That's what I feel now.
I would like
And
to add a point
also,
that to
if
contribute
we
to
do not
something in the
take
society, we should gain first some. We should gain something
I think
first,
these few seconds
and we
are
should
our
all strong, and then we will think about contributing to the society.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Can I ask the jury for 10 seconds more? Can I
Shema,
ask
you
the
can
jury
go.
for more 10
You got go
seconds?
on.
Go on. Go on.
Yeah. So basically, I want to raise this question. Sometimes to build a company, it's important to have a moral vision. So that's the only question I want to leave with. Does companies today have a moral vision? Thank you very much,
Okay,
jury.
then
Thank you, guys.
okay.
So,
I'm done grading. Me too.
yeah, done. Me too. Okay. So can we move on to the next one? Can we move on to the next one, ma'am?
Yeah. I think 3 of us said yes. Yes.
Okay, ma'am. So now we have Team Harshit versus Team Triobate. Team Harshit is from IUCEE EWB HITAM chapter, and the members are Sanjana Appam, Harshit, and Akshaya. Next, we have Team Triobate from IUCEE EWB TC student chapter, and the members are Fatima, Kritika, and Manikadan. So, are you guys ready?
Yes.
Okay. So, who is choosing heads or tails?
So we are going with tails. Team Triobite.
Okay. Heads. So, Harshit and team.
My mic's glitching.
Can you guys unmute yourselves? Harshit and team.
We would go for the topic.
Okay. So, let's start.
My mic's actually glitching a lot. Can we
He's
begin?
saying that his mic is glitching a lot. Maybe he can rejoin and we can restart the timer.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Harshit, can you rejoin?
I think the problem has been solved.
Okay, sure. Then, yeah, we can start.
Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, and esteemed participants and honored guests, today we gather to deliberate a question at the intersection of technology, ethics, and corporate responsibility. That is it ethical for tech companies to prioritize profit over environmental impacts and sustainability? See, we are in an era where technological advancements are transforming industries at an unprecedented pace. The ethical considerations surrounding corporate priorities become increasingly important, and we are witnessing, lot of influence of tech companies in our daily life, and it becomes crucial to examine the moral compass guiding their decisions, particularly when it comes to the trade-off between financial gain and concerns related to the sustainability or environmental changes. uh, I want to tell ki just because the environment and sustainability basically
everybody considers environment as a priority. In everyday life, since our childhood, we have been taught that environment is important. We got to protect the environment. Sustainable development should be there. But what is the current society demanding? People generally tend to tell us that we should be morally correct, ethically, we should be authenticate, etc., etc. But at the end of the day, we demand. See, a company doesn't just produce something out of nowhere and for nobody. There is someone consuming it. Let it be a service, let it be a product, or let it be anything. We people demand it, and at the same time hypocritically question their authenticity. Why are you giving such rapid progression when we demand rapid progression?
So, a warm greetings to honorable present here. Picture this. Someone saying it's okay for tech companies to care more about making money than taking care of our environment. Sounds soft, doesn't it? So I'm here to tell you loud and clear that it's not right. So it's like having a beautiful garden, but deciding it to sell all flowers without planting new ones. So sure, you make more money now. So but what about tomorrow? So our environment is a shared garden. So we can't ignore it for a quick buck. So let's break it down. So making money is important, no doubt. So but saying it's more important than our environment is the like saying a car is more important than the road. So isn't it? So without a good road, where's the car going? So our wise ancestor, like Mahatma Gandhi, knew a thing. So he said that earth provides enough to satisfy every man's needs, but not every man's greed. So think about it. Wanting more money without taking care of our planet is just plain greedy. So, and one more man named David Suzuki once said, "We won't have a society if we destroy the environment." Imagine having lots of money, but now here, so to spend it because everything around you is falling apart. So that's what happens when we put off profits above everything else. So now let's talk about our shared interest, our environment. The World Health Organization says that the environment is where we all meet. So where we all have common interests. So it's like saying we are okay if someone messes it up for all of just to make a few extra bucks.
I just wanna clear one thing. First thing, companies, just as mentioned in my intro, companies don't provide or don't put sustainability aside and go for rapid production or rapid, you know, giveaway of services for profits for no reason. They do it for a purpose, and profits don't generate out of nowhere. It is us paying them. It is us taking the service. We are paying for the services or products, and it is being done because we need them. See, it's like you are selling. People are like ban plastic and at the same time using a plastic material to hold the board. You are being hypocrite here. You are demanding the progression and you are asking, you're like going too fast. At the same time, you need that speed in your life. Like you want the technology, you want your Insta, you want your everything in your daily life. But at the same time, you're like, oh, we are causing environmental damage. Yes, you are. Everything you do, development and destruction goes side by side. That's a basic ethic I can tell anybody knows at their core. I think it is not even something you need to debate on. We should mind our sustainability. I agree with that, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't go on with your technological advancements. I'm talking so like lot in layman terms. I'm not being so sophisticated with my English. See, it is as simple as you mentioned. What is the purpose of a good car when there is like bad roads? What's the purpose of you know, no, like a road with no car? You can walk around in plain fields also. A road is made for a car. You are making good roads and you're telling not to drive on my Lamborghini. So what is the point in making the road?
I'd like to add the point like the thing is, if we prioritize the profit and then the environment equally, there is no problem. So if you prioritize profit more than the environment, that the problem arises. So the as I
No tech company wants
I
to
would like to
destroy our.
support my teammate at this point. See, like you have said, we wish to have Insta in our day-to-day life. We wish to have all those stuffs. But I would like to mention one thing right now that Microsoft have planned to move to green resources by within 5 years, I think so. Yeah, by 29 or 2027, they might move into green resources. They will switch up completely. They said that they can remove carbon emission by 2029 completely. Then why such companies like Insta and all those stuffs can't do that? We are just saying that all those companies can push up and make those sustainable things so that we can move towards sustainable energies, right?
See, the companies you're mentioning right now have once did all that destruction and trouble they could have done to the world.
Yeah, now they
Yeah,
have.
you got
Yeah,
that
now
when
they
you're
have.
speaking for one
Everyone
company,
are
go with
going
the
towards
history of their
sustainable energies,
carbon
right?
footprint. Go with the history of the carbon footprint from
Yeah,
their
they have
beginning
said that by
till the end.
2050s we will do everything like remedies for what we have done
By
before.
2050s,
Yeah,
what they
2050.
mean is,
Not everything
see,
can be done in a
it's
fraction of
not
seconds,
like,
right?
see, yes, it doesn't mean ki you'll go destroy everything and tell ki you remake it. The point is destruction will come. Sustainability can't be maintained every time. Yeah, you just mentioned
Okay,
why certain
so
companies can do and why certain companies can't. Certain companies can do in the sense these are the budding companies, and the requirements of one company doesn't be the same requirements of another company. There would be certain companies which have been progressing since long back, and certain which appeared later on. The ones which are early on the buds might take, you know lot of time
I'd
to be
like to
on
clear
par
you
with
one
the
point
bigger
at this point,
companies.
my friend, and that's, have you heard about this term called sustainable startups? There can be startups which can be come up with sustainable ideas, and right now the hot topic at India is G20, right? At G20, they have argued about these points like sustainable startups and shifting Indian companies to do sustainable stuffs. There is a collation they have
I
for
think
this,
I've been
and it,
hearing the word sustainable since my seventh grade, and
yeah,
I assure you,
I
my
have to
friend,
hear
nothing
about
has changed.
sustainability, right? Hmm.
Nothing has changed. You see changes in sustainability, and one end you see destruction increasing
unless
at some other
unless
end.
you change yourself, nothing can be changed, right? We have to change
Yes,
ourselves, our
end of the
mindset,
day,
then we can move towards
it's the
sustainability, right?
consumers and the users, not the tech companies. We define them. Our utility, our needs define the tech companies. They can't generate money out of nowhere. They're generating it from us. It is in our hands to
okay,
decide. Just debating on it doesn't bring us anything. It is us who needs to reduce the usage of whatever you're speaking on. You're telling certain company of doing certain things. You stop you limiting your uses of that certain company products or services. Then automatically the company will reduce its things. No? You can't just like expect more from them and telling that giving you more.
Okay, okay. So I would like to oppose your point. You're saying that we as consumers are are giving the identity to the company. I think that's what you said, right? So, so with our I with what we are giving is what the company is built. So the company also has the access to internet to know what's happening in the world, right? So they can educate themselves. And with this, companies still have reputations, don't they?
They do are
So to
educated. They do are educated, and they do know what they're doing. No company is like not aware of the destruction or whatever
okay
the
then.
damage they're causing. The
So
point here is they're doing it despite knowing the being aware is because the public is demanding. The demand is more. You
yeah.
can't
So
keep the
Excuse me,
supply
then
less.
why
When the
other
demand is
corporates
more,
should
you
move to
got to need.
sustainable things? You said that they are not going to worry about the nature. Then why such big corporations should move towards sustainable things, right? You say that they don't worry about this stuff, they worry about
It's
their
not
revenue.
a. Then it's not. I'm never stated
I
the
think you
fact
said
that they
this,
don't
right?
worry. I'm not.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
not my intent actually. What I'm telling is can't be avoided because
okay,
the
so
demand is
adding
more, so
to,
the
I
supply
really
needs
want
to
to
be there.
continue my point. Just 1 minute. So and so they have the reputation and they have the chance to also educate their consumers into what's happening, right? So they can also educate their consumers and say that we
So
are
you are
sticking to this
even
so
you
that we
okay?
can
Even you
switch
are a
it with that.
consumer. So what? And you are aware of all this since you are part of this debate. How are you like contributing to it?
See,
Let's continue
contribution
this for
differs
one
from
more minute. How are you contributing to it?
Okay. Okay, so just companies do not have to just define their contribution entirely focusing on sustainable energy. Like they can be donations made, they can be what to say, they can focus on
Higher returns,
organizations and
higher
whatnot.
returns, higher returns, higher philanthropy, higher charity.
But still, you know what? There should be that moral intention of also contributing to the environment, including getting the profit,
That
right?
is the reason you're hearing the words of sustainable incentives and all.
Yes, that's right. So it's developing right now. So it is a slow change, but is it helping people? Is it going to help our future too? That's
I
what
say
is
for
important.
for an individual company, they first need to generate enough money to run the company and to give the
Guys,
required
please
supply
Okay, so
further
can we
demand.
conclude? We'll conclude. You can start your conclusion first.
I think in this competitive marketing, we are still learning that our India was developing country, not developed. So by financial resources, it helps our companies go ahead, and it develops our technologies and products.
Yeah, I would like to add a point. See, for developing or like for to have an improvement of a room or like to have something more from this point is we have to have some profits. See, for a company to run, it is purely dependent on the profits. That doesn't mean that you don't lose your ethics also. We have to maintain, that's the point here. And also like we have to prioritize the profits as we are growing, and to even like it gives the more employment opportunities, or like even like it attracts more people to invest in them, and like shareholders also it will be more beneficial for them. And also like globally also like it connects more people. And what I feel is like as you have said, like at some point after development, these profits are not useful if there is no environmental
Okay, I think we
stability.
have very less
Yeah.
time to conclude. It would be really nice if we could get the opportunity now. Thank you so
I would like,
much. Uh, okay, so in conclusion, we have to arguing against this prioritization. It's evident that relentless pursuit of profit without due consideration of the environment will give risk to our planet and our future of the company, as well as the generation that is going to take care of it. And then we have evidence that highlights the far-reaching implications of prioritizing profits. We also see it in real life. So it's imperative to recognize that sustainability is not just an option, but a necessity for a long-term business viability, societal welfare, and environmental preservation. So, a harmonious balance between profitability and environment responsibility is indispensable for fostering a sustainable future. So, embracing sustainability in business practices will not only mitigate risks about changes in environment or switching to different types of energies, but also it unlocks opportunities for various innovations, and it also fosters inclusivity and builds very strong economies. So all I would say is profit and sustainability must go hand in hand for a good future. So this is how our team would
to
like to
take the
conclude.
last 5 seconds.
Thank you.
Consumers, despite increasing awareness of sustainability issues, may not consistently prioritize sustainability in their purchase decisions. Once the consumers stop
Time is
prioritizing
done.
sustain, okay, done.
Okay. Thank you so much for everybody, and thank you to the jury. Now, with this, we can actually say that the semi-finals have completed. So, before we get to the results, I would ask the jury to please say a few words.
Uh, Finished putting the scores for the teams.
Yes.
Uh, I don't know if this the end of the entire session, or is there going to be more?
No.
Ma'am, the semi-finals is over, ma'am. We will be just releasing the qualified teams to the finals in the meantime. So
And when is the
it will
finals?
take
Is it today or is it?
now, ma'am. It will be starting in 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay. So then I will reserve some of my comments for later, but only one thing I would like to say here is that Uh, None of the teams used facts, data to support their arguments. Friends, all we heard were a lot of words. Some of you were not very clear what you were saying and you went round and round. If you're going to be in the finals, make sure between now and if you really have time, I don't know, because Venkat says that the final is starting right away, whether you will have time now to collect the data and bring some facts on the table, because otherwise the finals will have pretty much the same flavor as what we just saw in the semi-finals. That's about it.
I second what Sampadaji just said. In fact, I've written some comments if you want to look at them as a team, so that you know if you have 10-15 minutes to prepare, what would help you. So I think someone who owns the sheet can share the comments with the teams so that they know where to develop. Most of the teams did a fantastic job, and I really enjoyed the discussion. Like Sampadaji said, there was a lot of wordplay, and I quite enjoyed the wordplay, but there was very little research on the actual topic, which kind of does not go with the idea of debate, because debate is usually on facts, and we saw very little of that. While you're presenting your arguments, please be careful to not overlap each other in your finals. Allow the speaker to talk, because you cannot argue with someone who has the same mindset as you. Please do not do personal attacks. I think that was very clear at the beginning. And I saw a few people trying to, I'm not saying you were trying to attack the person, but in the situation, it gets a heated argument, and that's completely fine. Be respectful that it is a situation you are debating against, not the person. So be mindful of the language, is all I would say.
Yeah, I would like to say whatever the arguments we have heard. So, for few of the points, I would like to say that I agree with Madam, Samsita Madam, and Flora Madam. So, there could be a more logical reasoning, and there could be a more case study or fact kind of thing. So, it would be easy for to go into the argument to understand, and it would be easy to get the persuasiveness. So I would just like to suggest to for the next rounds to be more clear and with a smoother tone, and yeah, just try to put more logic towards each argument, and be just clear, and use case study as much as possible. Case study of facts.
Thank you, jury, for your valuable insights. And yes, the results are going to be announced soon. But before that, I would once again like to thank everybody, the participants, and also the jury. The jury, you were like, you are giving so many insights for us. We are very happy to hear them. And yes, I am sure everybody here would actually implement them. And also, thank you for coming. Even Sampada ma'am, she has been supporting us since the beginning. And also Flora ma'am and Neha ma'am, thank you so much for joining. So yes, before that, we will be getting the results very soon. We will be sharing the poster, so the other teams can get ready to see who won and to see who can do better next time. So before that, if any one of the participants is ready to talk, uh, the stage is open for everyone.
If your finals are starting immediately after this, maybe you should give them a 5-minute break.
Sure.
Yes, ma'am.
So yes,
Do we come back or do we go away, or what are the instructions for us?
No, ma'am.
Ma'am, I request everyone to stay in the meet, but participants, they can have a bit of relaxation. We'll be sharing it in 2 to 3 minutes. The results will be out.
Yes.
Okay. Which coffee is this you're drinking, Flora? 5th or 10th or 20th?
What? Sorry? No, no.
Which count of coffee is this?
Only green
Finished
tea.
all green.
Only green tea. I can prove now. After yesterday, no tea. No coffee.
You're sticking with your goal.
Oh yeah, after yesterday, definitely. After the shaking incident.
Oh, I was not present. What happened exactly yesterday?
Oh, Neha, you have to watch the recordings now. So Flora gave 3 sessions. While these
Okay.
guys are doing their work, let's 3 of us can chat, I believe.
Yeah.
So Flora was giving sessions on success and leadership skills.
Okay.
And these were 3 sessions on spread over Saturday, 1 hour each. Actually, more than 1 hour each. I mean, you know, when you're into something, 60 minutes can be 90. Okay. So and so she started, so one of the sessions, which is, I think, the second one, where she started goal setting exercise for the students.
Ma'am, so sorry to
You're
interrupt
done?
you, but yeah, we got the winners.
Take it back. We'll be quiet. Zip.
Yes. So the technical team will be sharing the poster, but then I'm going to announce the winners now. So for the topic of artificial intelligence, we have oratorical oracles from Spark and brain trust from MCE. Then on renewable energy and technology, we have Brainly Unit from AUISC and Souls from VVIT. And then for the topic ethics and technology, we have Team Humble from AUISC and Team Triobate from TCA. So congratulations all of you, and for those who didn't win this time, all the best, and we are very happy that you guys participated. And yes, I hope that the insights from jury will be very helpful to you. So we will be moving on to the finals now. Yes. So do we have the team oratorical oracles and brain trust?
Yes, we are. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So let's wait for the toss.
Yeah, we are going with heads.
Okay. So before that, we have oratorical oracles from Spark, and the team members are Pranav, Venkatesh, and Jambur. And then we have Brain Trust from MCE, and the participants are Sumant, Tanushri, and Samarth.
I'd like to clarify that Pranav Venkatesh Jambur is one person, and the team members are Chirag, Nikita, and Pranav.
Okay, sorry.
No, sure, sure.
So just for my understanding, we will have now 3 debates, right? These 3 teams are going to be.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so 15, 15, 15, 45 minutes more. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Ishka, go ahead. You can start.
Yes, we are waiting for the technical team to put the toss. All right. So can you guys say again which team is going for heads?
The interest is going for heads.
Okay. So let's see. We got heads. So,
And we go for 4.
okay. So yes, as you guys know the rules already, I hope you follow them, and all the best. Let's start the debate.
Yeah, thank you. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tanushree MV, and I am the first speaker of the Brain Test team. and my teammates are Sumant and Samath. My partners and I are proud to support the topic that should deepfake technology be protected under freedom of speech, even when it involves creating fictional content that could be potentially harmful or misleading? In my speech today, I will first define the terms of the debate. Debate, it is debate. Deep, deep fact is the technology that use deep learning techniques and artificial intelligence to generate highly convincing facts or manipulating digital information, generally in the form of videos, images, or audio recording. Deepfake can also be used to mask the identity of people, voice, and facts to protect their privacy. Individuals can use can use defects to create avatars experience for self experience on the internet. Individuals can gain autonomy and expand their purpose, ideas, and beliefs by using a personal digital avatars.
I'm sorry, I just want to clarify that the topic of the debate is what do you say? Inefficiency
Yeah,
of
Aush.
AI potential.
Yeah.
How do we address the
It's
potential
actually
for AI to exacerbate existing inequalities, both societal and on a global scale? This was supposed to be the topic for the finals.
yeah. AI leads to transformative applications within a series of industrial, intellectual, and social applications for behind those caused by previous industrial revolutions. AI has proven to be superior to human decisions making in certain areas. The development of AI has the potential to bring great benefits to humanity, but it also poses significant risk. While there is no easy solution, the potential, it is also important that we take proactive approaches to addressing them.
I would like to counter that point. For example, whatever you with the chat GPT, the AI we're using now is usually trained on model based on the data set allocated from Europe and US, as that's where the model was developed. And the recent AGIs we have got, that is artificial general intelligence, should be built on a data set where all the regional aspects are covered so that there's no language barrier and there is no bias organization which is affecting. For example, as
Excuse
of
me.
now, if I type, I would like to take the questions at the end. As of now, if I give a prompt to ChatGPT asking remedies for headache, it usually recommends ibuprofen or crocin. But if I'm a common Indian citizen, if I would
Excuse
raise the
me.
question,
I don't think we don't currently have that much amount of computation power to perform the chat GPT and as well as the data and the database which is used for your point. Okay. And we don't have that much amount of funding. And when I come to the point, I will give you another example of the equalities or what sort of opportunities which is created by the AI. Have you heard of the company called BlackRock?
yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, you know what the BlackRock does. It's one
Right,
of the first companies.
but the prompts, see, the thing is, if I give a prompt to the AI expecting some result, it usually gives me an output which is not up to the mark of what I desire. That type of training is not done because there's not a wide data set on which the AI
That's
works.
what I'm saying. We don't have currently that much amount of funds. There is being provided, but not to that much of extent.
Yes, then why
Okay,
not? It would
I would
have
like to I would like to tell you that your point uh, of us not having enough funds actually supports our argument that inequality will be increased as AI progresses, the capabilities of AI progresses.
How can it
The
increase the inequalities?
disparity in capital that what
I
was
mean,
your
I mean, try
question?
to understand, right? If you're a citizen in
He
Asia,
must
Sorry to
decide what
interrupt
are you
you.
saying, Chirag.
Sorry to interrupt you. And Darren, an MIT economist, provides a compelling evidence for the role automation, robots, and algorithms. that replaces tasks done by human works have played in slowly raising growth and worsening inequality in US. In fact, he says 50 to 70% growth in US wages has caused by the automation in 2016.
Right, but right now we're just seeing the negative aspects of AI. Replacement of job is not losing of jobs. Try to understand the difference between replacement and losing. Replacement of job is trying to help AI build a better model which will help our society. If we are right now focused on a data set which is based on a complete alien country, which people are not, what do you say, are in pace, then people will get prompts and results which are not helping them at all. If we need to increase this, we will need complete autonomy within the AI system and within the company. This will help both the company and the users. This is what we're trying to state.
But
Largely, yeah.
Yeah, Sumant, you can go. Sumant.
We can't just ignore the other aspects also, just focusing on development of the company only.
No, I'm not stating only the development of the company. That is one aspect of it. See, right now,
But you said it.
I'll give an example of the latest release, Google Gemini. It works on a completely new model, which is MMLLM, which is multiple model large language model. This covers the exact thing which we are arguing right now, which is based on that people don't have that type of prompts which they get. That comes under the category of prompt engineering. I agree. But the AI should be as thorough as possible while giving the question, while giving the answers.
If the prompt engineering can create a job, then how can it is creating the inequalities?
That's what prompt engineering will be needed in the future. Inequalities is not within the jobs. Try to understand that inequalities is there within societies and in the global scale. People cannot understand how AI works just by opening up how the AI functions. I mean, there are 175 neural nodals within the neural network.
There are certain courses, there are certain online courses going on even right now, so that the common people can understand how to use the AI and how the AI works with which is in the future, near future, in the
And
upcoming
we are
decade. They
just
are
focusing on how
trying
people
to.
can access the artificial intelligence, and we are not just providing the people just make them think how artificial intelligence works. They need what they need is just the advantages and their applications are needed for the people. People don't need most of the people don't need what is the on what computation it is working and how.
I mean, let me give you a few examples. A study conducted by Berkeley University actually proved that hospitals, for example, even large industries are utilizing the autonomy of AI just to manipulate the prompts. For example, in US hospitals, most of the victims were declared to be of a complexion of white so as to increase the racial attacks towards the other communities. And even the US Senate, if we talk about that, we got a report that people are utilizing the power of AI in order to manipulate value within the system so that the display of the actual values in any of the senates can change according to their party or their liking.
Okay, if you are up to
And
the
this
American
bias is
systems,
not
may I
just
continue?
societal, it is also economic. I am adding on top of his argument that access to AI is not affordable to people from all economic distributions. Just taking the example of GPT-4, it costs $20 a month, and
But it is free
Jasper.
for Bing.
No,
It's
it's
free for
not.
Bing.
It's
Th-
not.
th- that they
Uh,
are running it free on a temporary basis to get feedback and engineer the AI models to get better. And once they collect all of the data, there is no reason for them to add a
But right
barrier
now you have said it is
barrier to
not free.
access.
It's price. It
Just
has
take the
No, it's
example of
free.
YouTube,
and
where
no
ad
no
blockers were
no let
we
me
allowed
can't
all
consider
these
we can't
15
consider the
years.
reference of YouTube as the fact.
yeah. See,
No, I
second
mean,
thing,
all the networks will
the
evidently help
It
if
may
artificial
be
with
true.
this AI
It may
algorithm.
be truly false.
no can I please
And
speak up?
this
Can
book
please.
by Rajiv Malhotra on AI and the future of power, uh,
No, can I
Says that
please? Can please?
73% of jobs in India and 77% of
No,
jobs
can
in
I please
China.
say something? Can I please say something right now? Can I please? See, first,
We have
Mr.
given you
Pranav
enough
said,
time to present your points. Please give
but you
us
are
time to counter it.
okay. I will just say 3 to 4 sentences. That's all, and you can continue. Mr. Pranav said that AI is used in the hospitals and all, but let me say you something. In South Korea, South Korean Advanced Institute of Technology, KAIC, Korean Advanced Institute of Technology, they have built the AI model and they built up the software which they had, which it helped to prevent the COVID. So it has saved certain amount of lives. It's not something. Now, when I come to your point, Mr. Chirag, you'll be saying that. AI will be taking the jobs in India and China. But the problem is, do we have the quality of engineers first to recruit for the certain software companies? Are we producing that much? No, we are not.
I would like to counter 2 points what Mr. Samarth said. Firstly, regarding hospitals. What I said was regarding the system of hospitals and not the use of AI in preventing pandemics. Let me tell that in clearly. It is recording of hospital patients and how it moves forward. It gets manipulated. Second, regarding the point that the use of AI is completely accessible and free for small scale industries. It is not. For example, Python API call. It is free for $18. That is approximately 1,000 tokens. 1,000 tokens is equivalent to 750 words. After that, for every prompt, you need to pay a minimum of $0.02 to proceed. It is not accessible at all for small scale industries. That is what we're countering. Why is it not? And why it is not made simple? Now you have, for example, 1957, we came to the world of atomic energy. So for that, we had an Atomic Energy Commission, which guided and saw how atomic energies were used and to
Atomic
prevent
energy.
the control of other unnecessary use. Similarly, we need a UN system for seeing how AGI and AI functions in the future.
So what the atomic energy you are saying is completely irrelevant. And for the hospitals things, what I am
Guys,
saying
please
is the
conclude.
equal opportunities. Okay. I'm not saying anything about what you're saying. I'm just staying in topic rather than you guys are going to atomic energy and etc.
That was an
That's
example.
what.
That was not in point. That is an
But the
example.
time duration consumed it. You consumed it.
That's yours to interpret. I would like to ask Nikita to conclude from our side.
Yes, I would like to conclude from my team's points over here. So now we know that as humans, we have so many biases against ourselves. Now imagine putting all of these biases into AI. They're just going to enlarge over time. People are going to lose jobs. People are not going to get enough healthcare. And people in poorer countries are just not going to be able to access all of this information. So I would like to conclude all my team's points by coming up with that.
Yeah, I would like to say few words. Artificial intelligence is one of the most transformative technologies of our time, and it has the potential to revolutionize very industry and aspects of our life, work, way, and interact with the world around us. And natural language processing understand the generate human language with remarkable accuracy. This is the enabling new applications such as machine translation, chatbots, and voice assistants. And machine learning AI system can learn from data without being explicitly programmed. AI is powerful technology with the potential to transform our world for the better, and it is important to develop and use artificial intelligence responsibly. And we should also be excited about the future that AI brings.
Let me tell one thing. In the year 2012, there was a very, very famous paper release in the scale of AI called Attention is All You Need. That was the basis of how neural networks were built. But
And
right now,
you're
we
and the
see
thing you were saying for small scale industries, we can implement in the incubation centers and
Please let him
other big
complete his point
companies.
and
that
don't take
one
it out
minute.
of context.
So
But you have
right
taken
now,
out
if
the
you
It's
see,
context for
actually our
companies
time.
are
minutes.
building AI models for just their profit, and it's not helping others at all. For their profit and their goals, it is getting recruited within their system rather than
You can't
helping
say that
actual
it's
business.
nothing helping others. We are getting
You
And
can
recruited.
continue your point, Mr.
You
Samarth.
can't say that.
Yeah, and what I'm saying is we can the AI is being used in the incubation centers and other big companies like Deolite and all, which are able to aid the small scale business. That's what I'm concluding.
Which are not secure as of now. There's no
Your time
system.
is over.
Time is
Our
up,
time is over.
guys. Thank you. So the jury can evaluate now.
Ma'am, I just want
Done.
to take 1 minute of the time before. You want to speak?
No, I said done.
Okay. Just 1 minute of the time. That is, I request all the participants to uh, follow the rules what we have provided. In the time of conclusion, in the time of opening statement, there should not be any rebuttals happening, and that should be solely provided to the respective teams. And the 2 minutes given for the conclusions, the other team should not oppose any kind of points or rebuttals. The given 7 minutes should be utilized, and there should not be any overlap when while opening and concluding statements. Thank you, guys. Please adhere to the rules and regulations.
Okay. So now we have Brainly Unit from AUISC and Souls from VVIT to talk on renewable energy and technology. And the problem statement given for them is, should bioenergy crops be used as a significant source of renewable energy? And how might this impact global food security? What are the ethical considerations in using agricultural land for both food and energy production? So, is the team here?
Yes.
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 Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Now we can proceed with the toss. So, who is choosing what?
We are going for tails.
Okay. Heads. Okay.
We want to fight for the cause.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Time starts now.
So it's really as important as we consider the other fuels or other energy sources to be go for eco-friendly and evergreen. We must consider our agriculture practices to be more evergreen so that the fact we generate here is the cleanliness and the commodity of a livelihood where we could live as per the nature and support it with the rigorous support of every human being's contribution. So this plays an important role that every aspect in which human life interferes must support nature so that for the survival and his existence for the upper generations too. So this really matters that the bio crop plants must be introduced or they have to be encouraged so that it actually helps for the better nature and better comfortable living in the for the present and the upcoming future generations also. Thank you.
Esteemed judges, organizing team, and my fellow participants. Greetings again from Team Brainly Unit. I would like to take the opportunity to introduce myself and my team. I am Raga Samanvita from Team AUISC. Anurag University IUCW student chapter, along with my teammates Sonal Gramopadhyay and Aishwarya Adichala. We are here to fight for against the topic, and I would like to say in the pursuit of sustainable and renewable energy solution, the widespread of cultivation of bioenergy crops has emerged as one of the avenues. However, this seemingly optimistic endeavor is fraught with a myriad of a lot of negative aspects that demand critical consideration. The ambitious deployment of this agricultural land for bioenergy production raises a lot of pressing concerns regarding the potential determinal impacts of the global food security, ecosystem health, and equitable access to the resources, most importantly. And the exploration delves into adverse implications associated with prioritizing bioenergy
Raga, the
production.
time provided to you is over. We can proceed with the other team to provide their opening statement.
Yes, I would like to end with that.
Thank you. So sorry for the fact that was my video was turned off for the first time. I didn't check it. And we would like to say that the introduction of biocrops will actually change the present current trends of carbon footprint, which is actually being dwelled out for the past generations and for the upcoming generations too. It would actually help for replacing the replacement of several gases. Like one of the example would be like cooking gas, which we generally use in our households. It would actually cause a general shift, so it will help as a supportive role for the present and upcoming trends.
As opposed to that, the research says there are 783 million people who are hungry. When considering the fact that people are hungry there, uh, do you think using this food for bioenergy is something that is valid? Because most of the people who are hunger are from war zones. And in these areas, for them, the major resource they need is food and not the energy or the electricity. Those are what comes secondary.
I would like to counter that part. For example, I will say like, as many of you know that what we say the bioenergy crops, they are way more different than what you think. Like the bioenergy crops are at beginning you might think that they are causing harm to us, but the final in long term basis, it will help in providing higher yields in crops. Moreover, it will reduce the green gas emission.
Yes, you're talking about the future aspect, but what about the current situation of 783 million people being hungry? By the future, when all of this get implemented, don't you think we're losing a lot of lives for whom the food is supposed to be served first? What about the food security? Yes.
Also,
And
to add
I
on to
have a
my
point to
teammate's point, I want to add on to my team's point. The crops that you're mentioning, energy crops, they are not the stable crops for satisfying hunger. Here, the topic is about hunger versus bioenergy crops. Although it is a positive indication for the future, the hunger is happening currently, where around 783 million people are still hungry at the moment. So, don't you think the fuel that is required for the future is eradicating the complete, like the needs that are right now?
Like we can also do like this also, like we can cultivate these crops on barren lands, as these barren lands will be used for not future, like in coming years. I will not say future. In the coming years, we can turn these barren lands into cultivable lands so that the hunger can be reduced.
And moreover,
Also, the
adding to
bioenergy
this,
crops, also the bioenergy crops that you mentioned, they're not the staple food which can satisfy people's hunger or to help the malnourished people. These are come under mostly like maize, sugarcane. The secondary foods are come under the bioenergy crops. So, how far do you think it is justifiable?
yeah, the fact I want to mention here is, as of the current trends, we regularly see that not only the world governments or our native governments, everyone is trying to convert the barren lands into cultivable lands for the future, for the meeting the future needs, right? So, according to the research we have done, we have seen that according to the research survey, there is about 11% of cultivable or agricultural land present in the entire earth, on the entire earth. So according to that, if we consider what about the 89% of the land, let us consider it has been like snowy areas or unreachable areas where people can't be gone is more than 55 to 60%. And let us consider on an average or the completely, if we dwell it out, we may get approximately 9% of the leftover land. So if we considered it as 11% of the land of agricultural land is actually used for the present population requirements, then wouldn't be 9% would be enough? That 9% of piece of land wouldn't be enough for the producing this bio crops, for cultivating this bio crops, if we are successfully able to convert them into fertile and the needed requirements, would actually be much more helpful for say for the future purpose. And one more thing I want to add on here is, once the land it actually takes almost 3 to 4 years to convert a barren land into a complete agricultural or a cultivable land, or on an approx If it is in a worst case, it takes 5 years to completely convert it into an agricultural and fertile land. So if we consider this, we can say that we can actually help for the growing needs of the food trends, not only this, but we can actually support the bio crops and actually convert and find out many other profitable solutions for introducing the concept of bio crops, or the for meeting the needs of the future generation. This would actually help in developing in both the ways, not only supporting the bio crops, but also in reaching the hunger needs. But it just needs some time and some effort, which actually is being done, and which would be more successful way of developing it.
Okay, for
Counter
the
to that,
efforts that you for the
yes, go on.
efforts that you mentioned, that the efforts that requires year of 5 years to 2 years, don't you think those efforts will increase the competition between the land and resources for the same bioenergy versus the crops, the land and the crops that are required to produce food crops? Like, don't you think it will increase the competition and more funds and more money will be put onto the bioenergy and less focus will be on the food crops? Because food crops is what we currently desire and we want.
Adding to that, I feel
Well,
the expansion of
can
bioenergy crops might indirectly lead to the land use changes, which includes deforestation or conversion of natural habitats, with potential negative impacts on biodiversity and ecosystems. What do you say about that?
uh, can I t- can I tell you one thing, guys? Actually, biocorn also contains wheat, which is the largest food resource in the world currently. So, and others like barley. So there are also food crops. I mean, most of us in the world use wheat, right? So so it can help us in both ways.
I'm sorry, I couldn't catch up. Can you please state it in a statement?
I'll take the delete. So the fact is, like, one of the major food crop in our around we consider is wheat. So actually, wheat helps in one of the resource as a resource for conversion of a barren land into a cultivable land. So it doesn't mean that, um, as you said, there would be a competition for conversion of a barren land for bio crops, and it would be like a tough situation for where people call it out. But the fact we have to consider is, majority of the food crops, we aren't disturbing any the as I said, the 11% of the land which is presently being considered is only for the agriculture side, which is not being disturbed, and
But
which the whole world is
sorry to
actually
interrupt,
depending
but
on.
don't you think the transparency is causing an issue right here? Because there is an ethical bioenergy production that requires a transparent and accountable governance to prevent land grabbing and a lot to protect the local communities that are living around, especially to ensure the sustainable practice there.
Yeah, the fact do matters, but
Guys, may I ask you to conclude?
yeah, sure. So, currently observing the world trends and the requirements for the future trends, I strongly believe that the bio crops do require for an initial introduction, so that this would actually bring the change not only for the natural cause or for the present tense, but also the convertible barren lands for the future trends, which actually help and develop the nations in a secure and a positive sense, so that it would actually help for a sustainable development and growth of the society for a greater good. Thank you.
Okay,
and
I would,
not to and not to deny the fact that the biocrops will reduce the greenhouse gases emissions, and it can increase the water cycle stability, and and the global warming can decrease. So think about it, guys.
okay. Um, our team, Brain Unit, would like to conclude by saying that there has been initiation in the bioenergy crop, but then the initiation has so far affected the food hunger because it is not even being satisfying the hunger in any ways. Because they are still around, as our team mentioned, approximately 800 million people that are still hungry. And second of all, barren land, as the point was raised by our opponents, it requires time and efforts. For the same time and efforts, if the attention is even for the beginning stages put into it, that will cause competition and lack of resource for the current food crops. So for that, we would say that current hunger is much more than the bioenergy fuels that are required for the future. Because as the definition states that bioenergy fuels are the feeding livestock for the energy, renewable energy, such as biogas, etc., etc. Although it is beneficial for the future aspect, but we must not neglect the current scenario that we all are living in, which is hunger. And although this hunger comes from countries that are underdeveloped or in the developing states, like Africa, for instance, where you cannot put renewable energy because the country has lots and lots of nature resources and everything, and you cannot convert the entire field just for the sake of energy because over there people are suffering from hunger. With this, we conclude that bioenergy fuels are not efficiently solving the hunger issue. Also, it is not helping with the agricultural land problems that are currently going on. You cannot, it increases the competition between the both of them. Would my teammates would like to add on to this?
Also
And
considering the fact
one
that
thing, one last thing, and one
uh,
last thing,
it is
guys.
our team's
Yeah,
I
conclusion
think,
period.
conclusion time.
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah. You
can
guys
I
please
talk
carry.
since we have more time?
Okay.
Yeah, if the well, if the nature is back to its stability, we can produce more crops, and some of the African countries to use like agroforestry initiatives where energy is comes from crops. So it's not a matter about economy, but it's a matter about effort
It's
and
about
a will
hunger.
to change. So
Of
if we
hunger.
have
It's
the will
about
to
hunger.
change, we can do
It's not
something.
economy, it's hunger.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, I mean the hunger needs. Yeah, I mean.
Yep. Thank you. So, yes. Next we have Humble from AUISC and Triobate from TCA. And the topic they would be taking is ethics in technology. The problem statement is, should deepfake technology be protected under freedom of speech even when it involves creating fictional content that could be potentially harmful or misleading? From Team Humble, we have Pranav Kotapalli, Cecilia, and Nehal, and they are from Anurag University student chapter. And then we have Triobate from IUCEE EWB's TC student chapter, Fatima, Kritika, and Manikadan. So yes, who would be going for heads or tails?
We are
I
going for
think that,
heads.
yeah, Team Humble will go for heads.
Okay. Okay. So tails. Guys, Triobate.
So we were against the topic.
We're
So
against the topic.
Triobate.
Okay.
Yeah. Triobate is against the topic and Humble is for the topic.
Uh, Firstly, good evening, everyone. And firstly, I would like to take few seconds and reflect on our journey. And firstly, we want to appreciate our opponents because we have seen their performance in the last round, and we are very pleased to uh, argue against them. And thank you, jury, and thank you, the team of AOAC for selecting us so far and making us feel competent enough to reach finals. And coming to the point of deepfake, both me and my team agree that deepfake are a form of mockery and they are a small subset of forgery because by definition deepfake is a form of fakeness altered to resemble the reality of a person. And if you go a little further, little behind in the history, this resemblance started with literature, then with audio and photography, Then now, because the whole capturing of video is automatic, it's electronic. The method of altering this is also electronic, which is deepfake, and this should be protected like freedom of speech, just the way we protect arts like mockery and arts like spoof, arts like modification. Because I remember this quote by a famous philosopher in 19th century who says art is just a signification or and a reflection of society's thinking. And I think we respect that. For to give further evidences, I would like to call upon my teammate Cecilia.
So, sorry to interrupt, I need to intro. So, once again, a warm greetings to everyone present here. Imagine a world where truth is no longer certain. So, where what we see and hear can be manipulated at will. So, this is the world that deepfake technology invites us into. So, and it's a place we should not be way off. So, now let's address the elephant in the room. So, should deepfake technology be protected under freedom of speech? Even when it involves creating fictional content that could be potentially harmful or misleading. So I'm here to assert that it should not, and here's why. So firstly, Elon Musk, a prominent figure in the tech world, so once stated that it is far more dangerous than a bag of dynamite. So and we are handling it like a candy. So this perspective of Elon Musk, a visionary in the tech industry, highlights the potential dangers associated with the unshared technology advancements. So deepfake technology, when misused, has a power to sow chaos and confusion. It's like giving a paintbrush to an artist without any boundaries. So there is no telling what might be created. So protecting deepfakes under freedom of speech opens the floodgates for a wave of misinformation that can erode the very foundations of the trust in our society. So we need to consider the consequences. So false information spreading like wildfire, elections influenced by manipulated contents, and individuals falling victim to scams crafted with alarming authenticity. So as a society, we cannot afford to turn a blind eye to these potential harms. So the alarm sounded by the recent incident by us, Rashmika Mandana's incident should serve a wake-up call. So we need rules and regulations to govern the use of the deepfake technology. Without these safeguards, we risk entering an era where truth becomes a subjective concept and the very essence of democratic values is
I
threatened
would
here.
like to start my part by saying the facts for this topic. So, according to the Turing test, it states that 93% has been accepted and the deepfake technology is being adaptable to the latest pros and cons of the technology. Next, we see that it is very much useful for content creation, especially in entertainment domains, and it helps to make realistic and also very fast results. Next, we see that translation is very much easy using deepfake technology. And we see pessimistic opinions on deepfake because initially, whatever the technology that is being developed, it will always have negative impacts. But in the future, it will all automatically adapt to the best of its version, and it will have the best and the realistic results. And also deepfake, there is so much of research going on deep.
You're muted, Cecilia.
I'm extremely sorry for being on mute. I would like to repeat this. So according to the Turing test, the results shows that 93% has been adaptable. That means deepfake is being adaptable according to the Turing test. This is very much necessary for the content creation, especially in the entertainment domains. And deepfake is being regulated and so much of research is going on. So there is no need to worry about the results now because it is focusing on the future and also the best is going to happen. And we see that the Web 3.0 is going on. So therefore, the whatever the revolution is happening, it is totally having all impacts from either side, and opinions will be there. And we don't need everyone will be pessimistic on this, but the future or the development should be given time so that it will adapt to the best. And we see that it is not an issue right now. It is only an issue when it is misused. So we need to concentrate on the word misuse. Whatever or any technology, if it is misused, it will obviously lead to many different kinds of issues. Therefore, whatever the technology, we need to focus on the positive effects of it. And also we see,
I would like to say
according
one
to the
thing at this
statistics,
point.
we would see that there are two algorithms already evolved, that is DLive classifiers and CNN algorithms. According to this, it detects the negative impacts of deepfakes. So this is very much necessary to use these algorithms. And also DuckDuckGoose is one of them. Yeah, I would
Thank,
like to give my
thank you,
end
Cecilia,
it here.
for the backing. I just have one question. When my opponent, I want to clarify, when my opponent used the analogy of deepfakes with a paintbrush with infinite danger, I would request a few more seconds for that elaboration of the analogy. If you could do that, please.
So think a paintbrush is given to an artist. So without any limits, he can draw anything he wants to. So it is like that the deep fake is. So we need to propose a certain kinds of rules and regulations to it. So that's what I want to mention.
Excuse me, ma'am. I have another question, Fatima ma'am. Whenever you say that deepfake can be used for manipulation, with let's say with respect to politics over, don't you think the present humans itself are manipulating in terms of journalism, bringing out fake news? What's your point about that?
And I would like to
So
add up
I
one thing right now to just for yourself, like what you have said, that as you are saying that's bad, then how we can say that, how we can encourage deep fake with that? You are saying that current the human being is manipulating, right? Then how you can use the deep fake technology and do manipulations? Do you think that is right? That
Deepfake
also is
can be
wrong,
used
right?
for good. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, you
Thank you
said
for the
that,
question.
right? Yeah.
So
Yes, I've said that.
Yeah.
Deepfake can be used for good. Let me give an example. You know
Yeah,
about the
I would
Stephen
like to add up
Hawking and
one more point, since we have not got anything to be, we have not got our turn right now, right? So I would like to say one more thing. See, she said, my opponent said that we can use deepfake for entertainment purpose, like that, right? As per first post, famous journal in India, they have come up with a report that scientists have used deepfake technology and created Nolan's fake memory theory. You know, right, about Nolan's fake memory theory at the movie Inception. Yeah, they come up with such unrealistic concept in reality.
Yes,
That may end up in a
yeah,
vast
yeah,
dangerous
done.
situation in
okay,
human
so I would
human
also
Let me
life,
like
right?
to interrupt
How
you.
we can
Let me like to interrupt you once. That whenever we talk about deepfake, you are not able to see the good things about it. For example, it has an effect where ALS patients,
like how
which
you
is
can't see the good things about politicians. Similarly,
basically all of the examples you have given, I'm not able to relate
okay,
because I'm not
Pranav.
a Christopher Nolan fan.
Pranav,
So basically, it's
okay, so you said about how we are ignoring the good of deepfake technologies. I agree. Like ASL students can have access to could
can
you
you
elaborate
short
on that,
down?
Pranav?
Can you
A
give
little
a
correction.
straight question?
The
Okay,
example is
so the
about
thing
ALS
is,
patients.
okay, can
Yeah,
I say?
yeah.
So you're saying that yes, we agree there is a good in every technology, but here
Yeah.
in deepfake there is more harm caused. Like people are misusing it so much
See,
because there is
every
no
technology that has
regulation.
come, every technology that has come into existence. Let's start from the internet also, a lot of people were having problems with the internet, starting from the explicit content you used to get, the pornographic content you used to get. There was always a problem with it. You're not it'll take time to, because it was just launched in 2017 by a redditor named Deepfake himself. So basically it'll take time to evolve. Please believe in that evolution process. Don't be pessimistic. When
And
pessimism
also,
comes,
I
there
would
would be
What
no
my
evolution.
like
I
to
would like
add a
to
point
reframe
that
my
if just answer this question. Just depending on the situation, now that it is causing harm, and you will stop the evolution of technology. Is it what you stand for? And is it
No,
what you
it's
study
not
in
that.
computer science and all?
Your
No, that's what
verbatim
not I
says it
mean.
so. Your verbatim says it so.
Guys, please.
The
Yeah.
topic is that we have. Okay, right. Let's go.
Do you
Okay.
You can
limit
give your
yourself?
statement.
Do you
Okay,
limit yourself?
It's
I
about
would like
whether
to.
we have to bring deepfake technology under freedom of speech. It's not that we are
Yes,
going to use
under
that for what.
freedom of
I
speech.
think so. It's
So
irrelevant
basically,
to the topic we are speaking, right?
under freedom of speech, deepfake would be a part and not part. Basically, I would like you all to give your concluding statement. So I would conclude. So the time's running up.
Yeah, firstly, I would like to start my concluding statement with two parts. Where first part, I will speak that what our team's vision and what our team's motive right now is to deliver that deepfake or like any technology has both positive and negative impacts. But right now, at this point, and the projections we see from the data we have right now, the positives from deepfake outweighs the negative. That's why we are confident that it should be reserved like a freedom of speech, just like you reserve a painting which is modified with the original. Like just like if Akhtar the famous painter Akhtar copies M.F. Hussein's horses or Picasso's another painting, it is considered an art on itself. Just like deepfake shall be considered an art itself, especially when it comes to mockery or political journalism, and especially when we talk about politicians' quotes, we do draw them, we do mimicry and their own voices, and that is not violating any freedom of speech because they are calling it a mimicry. Deepfake is called fake. So our whole point is there might be negatives, but just like deepfake is an algorithm to push the fakeness, there are also several algorithms like my teammates said about CNN and all, which can identify deepfake as a potential threat because they are acting to be real. They are not claiming to be fake. They're claiming to be real. So I think that is where the line is being drawn. And I would like to give my few more seconds of our conclusion statement to my team to give further facts that back my statement.
Yeah, I would like to also state few very much advantages of this, that it helps medical students to gain experience diagnosing and treating simulated patients, and also it will help to identify the theft, and also it will help
The
in
conclusion time team for the
campaigning. So
humble is
there,
over. Guys, I request the conclusion for the humble is over.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so
Thank you for this opportunity.
okay, so I would like to conclude. So in this debate surrounding the protection of deepfakes under freedom, it has I would completely agree with the advantages of deepfake about ASL students being easy, it being easy for them and medical students getting experience. But if the threats are more than the benefits, I think it's extremely dangerous. There should be many rules and regulations to be given, and to reduce the risks and to safeguard the deepfakes, to emphasize substantial risk to pose as the truth, and we have to make sure the truth is always out, and it should have the authenticity and privacy and also societal trust. Deepfake technology's capacity to generate highly deceptive and misleading content without regard of consequences threatens the authenticity of visual media. Moreover, it also leads to harassment, privacy violations, etc. In the challenges of regulation and identification and ethical implications of manipulating someone's likeliness without their consent, underscore the complexity of protecting deepfakes under freedom of speech. Ultimately, while freedom of speech is fundamental, unchecked protection of deepfake could lead to really detrimental consequences for societal trust through truthfulness and individual rights. Balancing the need for innovation and expression with responsibility to mitigate risks against harm remains a critical consideration in addressing complexities of this
Yes.
technology. Thank you.
Can I take 10 seconds just to establish a small question for the panel? I'm asking the jury whether I could.
You can go ahead.
Yeah, basically the question is, are you enjoying the, I don't want any response from it. Are you all guys enjoying the deepfake Modi memes? That's it. Thank you very much. I rest my case.
I would like to state a point, please. So this is everything a part of development, and we need to be a part of this evolution. Either negative or positive, so that the future will be the best and we can give the best for the development of the future using this defect, not only to limit ourselves for being afraid of the negative impacts. So we need to be strong and to evolve the best side of it. Thank you, everyone.
So also we need to note that many of my
The
friends
time is
and
already
all
up.
are 1 minute.
And can I just like 5 more seconds? I just want to give a justification for our elaboration because
Just
I
Nihal,
want to point out.
Nihal, just a minute. Fatima, you can go ahead.
So many of people, girls are feared of keeping their pictures in their display profile. So it is the alarming effect of deepfake technology. So that's a point to note.
Yeah, we have already answered your questions.
Yeah, thank you guys. The debate is over. Thank you so much.
Thanks to everybody who gave us this opportunity, and thanks to the opposing team. You all put up a good fight.
Thank you all.
All right. So that concludes our finale for today. And you all did a great job. And we will be getting the winners real soon. So, ma'am, yes, this is the time for you to talk. And we are all waiting for your insights.
I'm done grading. And I
Yes.
would like to mention that I cut marks when the team took extra time.
Sorry, ma'am, I didn't get you.
I was mentioning that I actually did negative marking as soon as the team took extra time beyond the time left.
Okay.
I am also done with my grades. So
Yes.
I'm
I
happy.
am done too. I've not done negative marking, but I stopped marking after the time. So I did not give points for any argument that was after the time limit was over. So I did not negative mark, but I didn't give points for after that.
I think 3 of us are done marking, right?
Yes, yes.
Yep.
So we're waiting for the results.
Yes, ma'am. We will be getting it soon.
Okay.
So, before we get that, you can actually talk.
If the
You
teams
can
are
actually talk.
listening, yeah.
I mean,
If the teams are listening, I'd like to give
It is
some
sweet.
points that I've noted. And so there is an art to debate and there is a science to debate. There is more art to it than there is science to it. And I'm going to just mention what is the science part first, and then I'll go to the art part of the debate. The science part of the debate revolves around the data. We already mentioned that. The more data you bring, the more concrete your argument becomes. Truthfulness of the data still remains under question, because if the person who's the jury does not come from the same domain, they may or may not ascertain the truthfulness or the veracity of the data involved. However, data as it is produced still becomes a convincing factor for the team who's using it to prove their point. So data should be there in the debate. The other part of this is when you're doing a debate which involves a team and it's not an individual one person versus one person debate, when it's a orchestration of team presenting those data points and using debate as a method to communicate something, how they use those points, data points, and how smoothly they transition from one point or one aspect to another becomes a role play. So the team can actually distribute multiple perspectives of the data, and each one of the team member can bring in something distinct to the table. that leaves a very good impression on how well they are working together as a team. Which also means that if person A on the team is sticking to a particular point of the argument, the person B of the team, same team, sticks to the another perspective supporting the same argument, and so on. And they go on arguing till they have proven their point. Now I'll come to the art of the debate. It's very difficult to actually express the art of the debate, but I'll still try. And I know Flora would probably do a better job of that. If I was in this debate, at the beginning and towards the end, the 2 minutes that were given to create the context and then to conclude the context, I would use bullet points instead of reading passages. I'm so sorry, but I have a feeling that most of those passages which were read seemed like ChatGPT had generated them, because suddenly the communication, the language, the command changed. People who were using their own sentences suddenly moved into reading a text which did not go along with what their language had been during the 7 or the 9 minutes which were given to them. It was quite obvious. Use bulleted sentence. Even if you're using ChatGPT, it still sides you. It doesn't reveal that you're reading from some other place or someone else's text. When you're using bulleted sentences, you appear more forceful. So your point is short. You can actually make a point in less than 2 minutes, but you can make it more forcefully because bullets help you do that. If you are a team, in that case, you could actually do a gameplay or a role play of man-to-man marking like people do. In which case, A of team 1 and A of team 2 can stick to a particular question and answer, and then B of team 1 and B of team 2 can take up the next aspect of that same debate. It requires a lot of skill to be able to do that. I'm not expecting this team to do that at all. I'm just saying it so that it's available to you as an information for some time in future. You really need a lot of skill and coordination among the team to be able to do that or display that. The last point on the art of the debate is the examples which come to your rescue. Use very specific example which have data, numbers in them. As much numerical data squeezed into specific examples. Even if it is wrong, it makes you look more convincing, and that's the art part of the debate. That's where I'll stop. I think Flora and Neha can talk next.
About me, yeah, about me, what I felt about this round for the final one, somewhat it was, I'll talk about what we have faced. So, Sampada madam, she already told all the things about science and art, how it could be better, and what are the points they should have considered. So maybe they could, they could follow these points, especially the bullet points and the data and presentation of all the data and case studies and research work. I would say better. Uh, they could present for the next one. But for now, if I compare from the last semi-final round to the final, what I felt there is more clarity in thought for few of the rounds, and but most of them I thought they were lagging in research and presentation part. So I have not heard more of the data thing, as madam said, that and more of the examples that could be presented there, that so it was lacking there. And in some of the team I felt like there is a lack of coordination between them. Only if there is 2 or 3 person in a team, only one is talking the most, and the other two were not participating as equally as the one person is doing. So that could be improved more. And about the counter argument, I would say counter argument, if you have to the argument, you have to give the counter argument. For that, instead of going from point A to Z, some of them were going to point B, C, and then they are just rounding that thing. So just be clear what you are presenting for the counter argument, and present with a valid point, logical reasoning, and with the data. That would be, you know, that will present it in a very strong way. And yeah, for my side, these are the points what I felt is added or missing from the final draft. Yeah, Dora ma'am, you can go ahead.
Thank you. First of all, I want to congratulate all of you because it takes a lot of courage to talk on all these complicated topics that have been thrown onto you by the modern world. Because when we debated, when I was young and we started debating or started learning techniques of debate, we got topics that were easier. So to be fair, you guys do have it harder than we did. And congratulations that you could participate. It takes a lot of courage. Sampadaji and Nehaji have covered almost everything that was important. Just one more thing here that I would like to add is to understand why you are debating. You are not debating to just win the competition. There is a logic behind why we teach how to debate at educational level or academic level. The participation in debates helps you with problem solving. It allows your brain to start innovative thinking, building links between words, ideas, concepts, making it more meaningful, to take complex information and to synthesize it in order to implement different ways of knowledge, right? That is the whole idea behind debate. Now, if you're reading, and know that we are all teachers, right? So we can tell when you're reading. It's not something we are unaware of. And it is completely fine. Like Sampadaji emphasized that it's completely okay to use Chat GPT. But there is a difference between fly copying and smart copying. Fly copying is you take somebody's notebook and you open it to start copying, and there's a fly inside. You kill a fly and you put a fly in your book as well, just to copy. That copying does not make you smarter. But the smart ones, they copy from ChatGPT, bullet it up, add a little bit of personalized touch to it. Know your audience. Understand that we are here to assist you. We are here not just to, I mean, yeah, we are called the jury and we are here to judge, but you have to define your audience. You have to commit to the single claim, what Nehaji said. Jumping around from 3 to 1 and then going to 7 and then coming back, there is no structure in the argument. This is, and I will tell you this is exactly how you write your exam style answers. So when you are not doing as well in your exams as you should do, it is probably because of the way you are structuring your answers, which shows in the way you're talking and debating. Anticipating claims, addressing someone's questions is fantastic, but that's not all the debate is about. So I think next time, maybe take a little bit of time to do internal debate within your group before you come to the platform for semifinals or finals. That would help you a lot. Like argue within your teams. If you had 3 people, argue in between yourselves. And make sure that the comments we've written, you send them to the relevant teams or people so that they can improve on it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
I
To
want to
Sampada ma'am.
compliment Anurag team. So who all are the organizing team from the Anurag chapter? Can you turn on your camera? Of
You
course,
could
I know
see the
Venkat
names
is there.
itself on that.
Yeah, turn
We
on your
actually, that's
camera.
the
I
reason.
don't want to see names. I want to see faces.
Okay, okay.
The same smiling faces who welcomed us.
Hello, ma'am. I request all the organizing team
Please
members to
turn
turn
on
on
your
your
camera so at
videos.
least I can see my brilliant stars from Anurag. Yes. The whole team, you have floored me. So apart from the comments on debate, the organizing of this competition has actually blew my mind. It just blew my mind because, and Venkat, I'm going to copy this model from you and give it to other chapters.
Thank you so much.
Brilliantly organized, bringing people together. And I know how many months you spent behind this, how many calls you made to people, how much you tried to find good time and common time among multiple chapters, giving them the instructions, writing the rules and regulations, making sure that there is a discipline being followed, making sure that you have a team helping team here who's also doing the timekeeping, following the rules, and then at the back, calculating all the results quickly and then shooting those results and having a nice sheet that you gave to us so that you could do it live, quickly responding to everything. You've done a tremendous job, marvelous job of hosting this debate competition. It's one of its kind in IUC student chapter. So give yourself a strong, big pat on your back for wonderfully orchestrating the entire competition and coming to the finals after weeks and months of hard work. And Venkat, you deserve
Ma'am.
a standing applaud for this. And I'm standing up and I'm proving that I'm standing up.
Ma'am, no, ma'am, please.
Yes, you do.
Ma'am,
Take it. This is yours.
thank you so
This
much,
is
ma'am.
your
It
victory.
really, really means a lot, ma'am. Thank you
पर
so much.
गुस्सा नहीं जाएगा इसके चक्कर में तूने मेरे सेशंस छोड़े हैं
I'm really, really
उसके लिए
sorry.
तू पिटेगा उसके लिए बहुत जोर से पिटेगा
We'll compensate everything
तूने
in
मेरे
the
सेशंस छोड़े हैं इसके लिए all right
Yeah, commendable
over to
job
you.
for sure. And I could see the posters coming up from the technical team, like
Yes, ma'am.
so quickly going on, and I'm sure it wasn't easy. Fantastic
Ma'am,
job.
it's a complete team effort of around 74 students,
Oh,
ma'am. Like,
100%. I agree.
I'm really happy with everyone's performance and the contribution they made and the efforts they put in. Really, thank you so much, guys. You guys made it. Ma'am, we'll be sharing you the results to you personally, ma'am, in the WhatsApp, and we request all three of you to announce the winners, ma'am.
Sure.
We'll be sharing you the poster. Before the final results, I just want to appreciate all the participants and all the student chapters for coming forward and participating in this in this journey, and especially all the 8 student chapters POC people. Like, you guys really there with us from the starting, and you guys were in the meet. You guys helped us with suggestions, and you guys made it possible that we could actually collaborate, and we could come forward and perform an event as such, as a together as a family, as we always suggest, and name it as a IUCEE's family. So thank you so much, guys. Thank you to all the student chapters here. Ma'am, you can proceed with the announcing results. I believe you got.
Do we need to show it on the screen?
Yeah, we've got it.
We'll share the screen, ma'am. You can announce it.
So let's start with Neha ma'am announcing maybe, and then Sampada ma'am, and then me.
Yeah.
Let's go, Neha ma'am.
So,
Technical team, please share the screen.
So for the artificial intelligence round, the winner is oratorical oracles from RVCE, IUCE student chapter.
Congratulations.
Congratulations,
Congratulations.
Let the team turn
Good
on their
job, you
camera. Let's
guys.
take a screenshot.
Definitely.
All the members of rhetorical
Oracles.
You purposely made it difficult to pronounce.
That's the solution I have.
Oracles.
No,
I
it's
request organizing members, let's
Oracles.
turn it
I
off
got
our videos. Now it's their time to come into limelight.
नहीं keep your videos on यार तुम लोगों के smiling faces अच्छे लगते हैं but
We'll
definitely
again on it, turn it on,
oratorical
ma'am.
oracles need to turn on their camera. Look, I did it this time.
Namaskar.
Namaskar, Chirag.
Good job, you guys.
Anybody taking a screenshot? Good job. Good job.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
बड़े शरीफ हैं, इतने प्यार से थैंक यू बोल रहे। दूसरा कोई होता कूद रहा होता।
We have planned Kudana after the meet.
They can't jump.
Professional Pudna, see?
Chirag is in the limelight.
Yeah.
They can dance with their hands.
You should.
Chirag.
There should be a victory dance. All right. So, Brainly unit from Anurag for renewable energy and technology. I can see the brilliant smile on Raga's face. And Aishwarya and Sonal. Yes. Take a picture.
It's the flower power.
That's right. Lovely.
And then for ethics and technology, we have Humble from Anurag University again. Congratulations, you guys, for
Ye match
being not
fixing
so
hui hai.
humble.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Congratulations to
Thank you
all.
very much, ma'am.
I would like to
Thank you.
take can I take like few seconds to tell to my sister, because it's a reception right now and I've avoided her reception to attend this meeting. So if my sister watching this video, I won it. So I got a justification here.
ये तो पिटा, ये बुरी तरह पिटेगा, ये घर जाके नहीं
Yeah,
बचेगा।
he's trying to make it safe, but he's not gonna
सिस्टर
make it.
बड़ी है तुमसे? निहाल तो गया काम से।
Of course, I'm like driving to the venue, so I can't like actually have a discourse. So of course, she's elder than.
तो हमें क्या बताना है? सच बताना है कि झूठ बताना है?
वो मेरी दीदी देख लेगी बाद में ये वीडियो।
नहीं नहीं, देख के चलना उसके पास। हम बताते ना तुम क्या कर रहे थे।
बहुत देरी हो जाएगा। Thank you so much. Thank you, the jury. Thank you, IC.
Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good show. Very good show.
Congratulations, guys. Oracles and Brainly Unit and Humble. You guys are really deserving, and you guys nailed it.
Thank you.
Ma'am, that's with the officially the winners are announced, and can I take the moment to announce the valedictory ceremony at ISF?
सोच के बताऊंगी। मूड किया तो।
Ma'am, please, ma'am.
सोचूंगी।
The participants, the winners are actually
कुछ तो
waiting
सजा
for it.
दूंगी, कुछ तो सजा दूंगी।
It's a eagerness from the participants and the winners.
Participants के पीछे उनके कंधे पे बंदूक मत चलाओ तुम। वेंकट, मैं देखूंगी, मेरा मूड किया तो हाँ, मूड नहीं किया तो ना।
Ma'am, guys, winners, see that? Make ma'am's mood good now. It's on you.
सबको डांस करना पड़ेगा। क्या चाहते हो? What do you want?
Chirag is excited, I
Valedictory पे
suppose.
repeat of this debate.
Ma'am, we're good.
Ma'am, your voice is sweeter than the bird behind you, ma'am. Please let.
ए प्रणव के बच्चे बहुत पिटेगा तू, बहुत पिटेगा तू ना। ज्यादा मक्खन मत लगा, मुझे डिबेट करके दिखा।